ESPN's College GameDay made a long-awaited return to Pittsburgh, bringing the show back to the city for the first time in 2 decades. Energy was already high before kickoff between Notre Dame and Pitt, especially with former Panther legend Aaron Donald joining as the guest picker and seeing his jersey officially retired. But the celebration ended there for the home crowd. Notre Dame rolled into town and controlled the game from start to finish, handing Pitt a tough loss on their own field. By the time the night was over, fans already wanted to know where GameDay would be heading next. The show wasted no time announcing its next stop, and it's a location that has quickly become one of the most electric stages in college football. GameDay is returning to Eugene as Oregon prepares to host USC in a showdown packed with playoff implications. Eugene is no stranger to the spotlight this season. When GameDay visited earlier for the matchup against Penn State, the Ducks delivered one of the most memorable wins of their season, surviving a tense double overtime thriller. That victory helped launch Oregon into the playoff conversation and sent Penn State spiraling toward the coaching change that followed. Now the stakes are climbing again. Oregon enters the weekend trying to strengthen its position in the playoff race after a commanding win over Minnesota. On the opposite sideline, USC arrives with momentum of its own after grinding out a victory over Iowa on a stormy night at the Coliseum. The clash between these former conference rivals is one of the few ranked matchups available for the week, making Eugene the obvious and most exciting choice for GameDay's next broadcast. Other options existed, including Georgia Tech's meeting with Pitt and the matchup between Cincinnati and BYU. But with Pitt already featured this weekend and both Pitt and Cincinnati coming off losses, none of the alternatives matched the atmosphere or significance of Oregon hosting USC. This season, College GameDay has crossed the country, visiting stadiums from Florida to Utah, from Texas to Pennsylvania, bringing its signature energy to campuses and showcasing some of the biggest games of the year. Now the crew returns to the Pacific Northwest for another high-stakes battle, and once again, Oregon steps into the national spotlight. With the Ducks fighting to stay inside the playoff picture and USC looking to climb its way in, Eugene is set to deliver one of the most dramatic environments of the entire season.